mayor is very tall. Isn't it great? We have a round of applause for her on her last day. For some reason I was approached by the mayor that's coming in tonight and saying he wants to do this all again tomorrow. It's really terrific here. The mayor of Flaherty came to us last night. Gary came to us last night. And we're talking a little bit about what we were going to do here today, and the speech I was going to make, and the speech the mayor was going to make, and they turned to what I was going to say, and apparently they heard a terrible rumor about the Kennedys of America, that sometimes we like to talk. And we like to talk particularly in front of a crowd. And sometimes the mayor implied that we talked for a little bit too long. So she gave me the speech that President Kennedy made 50 years ago. And I don't think I'm reading into this, but it's one page long. It's 7 paragraphs. And when she handed it to me, I think she handed it to me saying, the Kennedys 50 years ago could make a speech that was 1 page long. We hope the Kennedys of 2013 can keep it within a reasonable length. So I promise the mayor I will keep it to a reasonable length. And just say that growing up in my family, we are always told, I didn't know President Kennedy, I barely knew my father, I was a year old when my father died, but we were always told about President Kennedy's trip to Ireland, and that these were the happiest 4 days of his life, and that something happened to him in Ireland that was very special. And I think coming here, spending the last 4 days with my family here, I think I understand why. A lot of you know that in America at the time, there had never been an Irish Catholic president before President Kennedy. There had been some Northern Irish, and there had been a lot of English, but they were all of Protestant heritage. And a lot of Irish Catholics had tried to run for president, and they were unsuccessful because unfortunately at that time they were deemed too Irish and too Catholic. And President Kennedy was successful in gaining the presidency for the first time, but he had to do so sometimes in a way that looked like the presidents of the past. And I believe when he came to Ireland, he realized that he came to know a part of himself that I don't think he had ever been as comfortable with as when he was here among you. And I think that part of him is a hopeful part. If you read the speeches that President Kennedy made here, they are all about hope. And I believe that he recognized that hope came from being Irish. There's my daughter Rowan, who is waving. My family drove with a Galway taxi driver yesterday who had a lot of wisdom and a lot of things to tell us. But among the things, we were discussing the local economy, and he said, listen, the economy is as bad in Ireland as it is in Greece, but you don't hear about the economy in Ireland as much as Greece because we're not complaining about it. And I took that to mean the same thing that President Kennedy discovered here is that there's part of us in America, there's part of you here that always looks on the bright side, and that things are, no matter how tragic our lives are, no matter how many bad things happen to us, the most important thing is the gifts that God gave us, which is all inside and all of who we are, and you can't take that away. And it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with power, it has nothing to do with status. It's something that no man can take away. And it is the best parts of us. And I believe President Kennedy discovered the best part of himself in Ireland, and he vowed that he would come back here. Unfortunately, he was not able to because his life was cut short. me and my family, and I'll just acknowledge them. We have Rowan, who's sitting up there on John Finley's edge. My wife Molly, my oldest daughter Riley. I don't see Mickey. Okay, Mickey's already at the playground. I was describing the names of my children to an Irishman recently, and he said, "Oh, I love the name Riley. My favorite name is Riley." And then he said, "Mickey, oh, Mickey is a terrific name. My cousin's name was Mickey." And I said, "Rowan." He said, my aunt's name was Rowan when I was growing up, and I love the name Rowan." And then I said, "We have George," and he said, "Oh, you have an Englishman." But we made that up because we have Baru, who's our 1-year-old baby.